Hi, good morning. My name is Chris Black, and I'm one of the pastors of First United Methodist Church of Oak Ridge. And I want to welcome you into this virtual Sunday school class this morning. I'm so glad that you stopped by and decided to have Sunday school or a brief lesson with me. As you can probably hear, I am not in Tennessee this week. Julie and Sydney and I decided to take a quick trip down to the coast to South Carolina just to have some time away and just to have a change of scenery. We have been in our house for a couple of months now, and when some of my family decided to get a house last minute, we jumped at the chance to come down here and to play and to relax a little bit and just to have, again, a change of scenery from our own home. So it's been a fun couple of days, and I thought it would be cool and interesting to have a brief lesson from down here, maybe to give you all a little change of scenery too, from some of our other videos. Whenever I come to the coast, whether I'm here just seeing friends at the beach or here to relax on vacation with family, I'm always reminded of how often Jesus taught and shared from the seashore. He taught his disciples often from the Sea of Galilee, and also taught his broader followers often from the seashore. One of my favorite stories about Jesus on the beach comes near the end of the Gospel of John. I preached about this a couple of weeks ago, but it's where Jesus reveals himself as the resurrected one to his disciples while they are fishing. The disciples had been on all night fishing, and Jesus sort of walks up and sees them about 100 yards out and shouts at them and asks if they had caught anything. And they shout back, no, they hadn't. And he encourages them and invites them to drop off their nets on the other side of the boat. And they find so many fish that they can't hardly lift the net out of the water. And one of the disciples recognizes Jesus and sees that this is a miracle of Jesus. And he hops out of the boat and swims up to the seashore and finds Jesus sitting with a charcoal fire ready to cook them some breakfast and to share a meal with them and to be in community and communion with his disciples. What a powerful thing it would have been to be a part of that barbecue with Jesus and to be able to see and to hear what they discussed. We don't know what they talked about, but it must have been a really cool and fascinating conversation. Another one of my favorite stories comes at the beginning of our gospel stories, specifically the Gospel of Matthew. I would invite you now to stop the video or to pause it and to go grab a Bible, whether it's in your own home or you can use even a Bible app on your phone. I would invite you to turn to Matthew chapter 4, verse 18. Matthew chapter 4, verse 18. Hear these words. As he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fish for people." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. And as he went from there, he saw two other brothers, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John, in the boat with their father Zebedee, mending their nets. And he called them. Immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. I love this story because it is, it's Jesus calling his first disciples, but he does it in such a unique way. Jesus says, "Follow me and I will make you fish for people." It's so interesting how Jesus recognized what John and James did, what their jobs were. And he used that to illustrate a higher calling and a higher vocation to be one of his disciples. Jesus so often uses the environment around him to teach profound and deep truths, but in a really simple way. He would use things like seeds, mustard seeds, and trees, and even coins to make points and to teach his version of Torah piety. a really powerful thing to think about. And when I think about that, I'm also reminded of the end of our Gospels, where we are commissioned as disciples. As Jesus was ascended into heaven, we are reminded of our own commissioning as disciples, to make disciples for Jesus Christ wherever we may find ourselves, to the ends of the earth, to share His good news about His death and resurrection and what He taught. I want to invite you to take a moment this week, right now, to think about how you are sharing your faith. Jesus used the environment around Him to teach and to share and to show what it means to be a believer and a disciple of His. How are you sharing your faith? Could you share your faith in a simpler way, using the environment around you? I want to encourage you this week to be playful with that, to try to share your faith, whether it's through your words or your actions, with somebody else this week, and do it in a creative way, using your own environment and things around you, just as Jesus did. It's a powerful thing, and it could change somebody's life. So I hope that you'll do that this week, and I hope that you'll revisit some of these stories, specifically the one that we talked about this morning from Matthew 4, and the other versions of how Jesus calls His disciples for the first time, and also those moments where Jesus teaches by the sea, those powerful moments. Anyway, that's my thought for us today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a great Sunday, and I hope you've enjoyed worship this week on our website. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Have a blessed day.